Welcome back, Star Wars fans, to the Robot Ray channel. Today, we're diving into part 5 of our series on the top 10 Jedi survivors of Order 66. If you haven't checked out the previous parts, make sure to do so. Now, let's continue our countdown from 10 to 1. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible videos. Number 10. Donren Reker. Donren Reker, a Jedi Knight during the waning days of the Galactic Republic, survived the cataclysmic events of Order 66 through sheer tenacity and cunning. Trained in the ways of the Force and adept with a lightsaber, Reker found himself on a distant Outer Rim planet when the Order was executed. Utilizing his survival skills and knowledge of the terrain, he managed to evade the clone troopers who turned against him. For years, Reker lived a life of solitude and secrecy, carefully masking his Force presence to avoid detection by the Inquisitors and bounty hunters sent by the Empire. Despite the constant threat, Reker continued to embody the Jedi principles of compassion and hope. He secretly aided local resistance groups, providing them with strategic advice and occasionally intervening with his lightsaber when situations became dire. His efforts contributed to a series of small but significant victories against Imperial forces in the region. Reker's story is one of quiet resilience and undying commitment to the ideals of the Jedi Order, even in the face of overwhelming darkness and oppression. Number 9. Tai. Tai, a young and promising Jedi Padawan, managed to survive the devastating purge of Order 66 through a combination of luck, quick thinking, and the training he received at the Jedi Temple. During the chaos of the initial betrayal, Tai's master sacrificed herself to allow him a chance to escape. Fleeing Coruscant, Tai used the skills he had learned to stay hidden from the Empire's relentless hunt for Jedi survivors. He sought refuge on remote planets, moving frequently to avoid detection by the Empire's Inquisitors and bounty hunters. His small size and unassuming demeanor often helped him blend into the background, going unnoticed by those who might have otherwise turned him in. Throughout his years in hiding, Tai never forgot the teachings of the Jedi Order. He continued to train in secret, honing his abilities and deepening his connection to the Force. Despite his youth, Tai also took great risks to help those in need, using his Jedi skills to aid local resistance movements and protect the innocent from the harsh rule of the Empire. Number 8. Eth Coth. Eth Coth, a Zabrak Jedi Master and member of the Jedi High Council, was one of the notable survivors of Order 66. As a seasoned warrior and a wise leader, Coth fought valiantly during the Clone Wars, often leading his troops with a blend of courage and strategic acumen. When the deadly order was issued, Coth was on the front lines of a battlefield. Through his exceptional combat skills and connection to the Force, he managed to fend off the clone troopers who turned against him. Realizing the full extent of the betrayal, Coth went into hiding, cutting himself off from the larger Jedi network to avoid detection by the newly formed Galactic Empire. Koth's life after Order 66 was one of constant vigilance and evasion. He adopted a low-profile existence, marrying and starting a family, which provided him with a new sense of purpose and grounding. However, his past caught up with him when Darth Vader and the Inquisitors discovered his whereabouts. In a tragic confrontation, Koth was ultimately captured by the Empire. His legacy, however, lived on through his daughter, who carried the potential of the Force within her. Number 7. Coleman Kad. Coleman Kad, an Angry Jedi Master, was one of the few members of the Jedi High Council to survive the catastrophic events of Order 66. Known for his wisdom and diplomatic skills, Kad played a significant role in the Jedi Order's strategic planning during the Clone Wars. When the Emperor's deadly command was issued, Kad was away from the front lines, which gave him a crucial advantage in evading the initial onslaught. Utilizing his deep connection to the Force and his knowledge of covert operations, Kad managed to escape the Purge, going into hiding to preserve his life and the legacy of the Jedi. Living in secrecy, Kad continued to uphold the values of the Jedi Order. He avoided detection by constantly moving and adopting various disguises, using his skills to blend into different societies across the galaxy. Despite the risks, Kad did not remain idle. He worked quietly to support the burgeoning Rebel Alliance, providing intelligence and guidance to those fighting against the Empire. Number 6. Apo Rancisis. Apo Rancisis, a Thespian Jedi Master, was a revered member of the Jedi High Council known for his exceptional strategic mind and mastery of the Force. His distinctive appearance, characterized by his serpentine lower body and elaborate facial hair, made him a memorable figure among the Jedi. During the Clone Wars, Rancisis was a key tactician, leading Republic forces to victory in several critical battles. When Order 66 was enacted, Rancisis was in the midst of a military campaign. Utilizing his keen instincts and combat prowess, he managed to evade the betrayal of his clone troopers, disappearing into the galaxy's fringes. After the fall of the Jedi Order, Rancisis went into hiding, using his deep knowledge of the Force to mask his presence from the Empire's hunters. Despite the dangers, he continued to support the fight against the Sith in secret, providing clandestine aid to resistance groups and remaining a beacon of hope for other surviving Jedi. His survival was marked by a life of solitude and constant vigilance, as he adapted to a universe now hostile to his kind. Number 5. Tera Sinube. Tera Sinube, a Kojin Jedi Master, was known for his extensive knowledge of the criminal underworld and his keen investigative skills. As an elder statesman of the Jedi Order, Sinube often served as a mentor to younger Jedi, imparting his wisdom and experience. When Order 66 was issued, Sinube, like many of his fellow Jedi, found himself targeted by the clone troopers he once led. His survival was a result of his quick thinking and deep connection to the Force, which allowed him to evade his pursuers and go into hiding. In the aftermath of the Purge, Sinube chose to blend into the shadows of Coruscant's underworld, an environment he was intimately familiar with. He used his knowledge to stay one step ahead of the Empire and the Inquisitors hunting Jedi. Despite the constant danger, Sinube continued to uphold the Jedi values, subtly aiding those in need and providing guidance to other survivors. Number 4. Faen Bar. Faen Bar, a Jedi Padawan during the Clone Wars, survived Order 66 through a combination of cunning and foresight. Unlike many of his peers who were caught off guard, Bar sensed the impending betrayal and managed to escape the initial slaughter. Fleeing to the remote moon of Mon Cala, Bar began to rebuild his life in secret. On Mon Cala, he discovered the unique political landscape and saw an opportunity to strike back at the Empire. Using his knowledge of the Force and his skills as a strategist, Bar became a key figure in the resistance movement on the oceanic world, aiding King Li Char and the Mon Calamari people. Bar's influence was pivotal in the early resistance efforts against the Empire. He used his understanding of the Force to predict Imperial strategies and prepared the Mon Calamari for the inevitable battles. His actions inspired the locals to fight for their freedom, demonstrating the enduring power and influence of the Jedi even in hiding. However, Bar's resistance activities eventually drew the attention of Darth Vader and the Inquisitors. In a dramatic confrontation, Bar was ultimately captured and killed by the Sith Lord. Number 3. Shadei Pokin. Shadei Pokin, a Jedi Knight known for her bold and decisive nature, survived the initial onslaught of Order 66 through quick thinking and resourcefulness. As the galaxy descended into chaos, Pokin went underground, using her skills in espionage and guerrilla warfare to evade the Empire's relentless hunt for Jedi. She adopted various aliases and moved frequently, always staying one step ahead of the Inquisitors. Determined not to let the Jedi Order's legacy die, Pokin reached out to other surviving Jedi, forming covert networks to support one another and resist the Empire's oppressive regime. Potkin's most notable act of defiance came during a clandestine meeting on Kessel, where she and other surviving Jedi planned to lure Darth Vader into a trap. Their aim was to eliminate the Sith Lord and deliver a significant blow to the Empire. The plan, however, was fraught with peril and ultimately led to a confrontation that ended in tragedy. Vader, showcasing his formidable combat prowess and connection to the dark side, defeated Potkin and her allies. Number 2. Sui Choy. Sui Choy, a Jedi Knight of the Alina species, was known for his bravery and exceptional combat skills despite his small stature. As Order 66 was executed, Choy was on Mercana, fighting alongside fellow Jedi to repel separatist forces. When the clone troopers turned on them, Choy's agility and quick reflexes allowed him to narrowly escape the ambush. Determined to survive and resist the Empire, he went into hiding, often relying on his size and speed to avoid detection. His escape from the initial purge marked the beginning of his journey as one of the enduring symbols of Jedi resilience. After going underground, Choy continued to fight against the Empire in a series of covert operations. He joined forces with other surviving Jedi and formed small resistance cells, conducting hit-and-run attacks to disrupt Imperial operations. His most notable act of defiance was participating in a daring mission to lure Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine into a trap on Kessel. Unfortunately, the mission ended in tragedy as Vader and his forces proved too powerful. Despite being outmatched, Choy fought valiantly until the end, ultimately falling to Vader's blade. Number 1. Coffey Arana. Coffey Arana, a skilled Jedi Knight, managed to evade the treacherous Order 66 by sheer luck and quick thinking. During the chaotic events on Coruscant, where the Jedi Temple fell, Arana found himself on a diplomatic mission to a distant planet. This fortunate circumstance spared him from the initial purge. Sensing the danger from afar, Arana wisely chose to remain in hiding, knowing that the Empire's reach extended far beyond the capital. He roamed the galaxy, keeping a low profile while using his Jedi abilities to help those in need, all the while avoiding detection by Imperial forces. Despite his efforts to remain hidden, Arana's life of secrecy was abruptly disrupted when he crossed paths with Darth Vader and the Emperor's Inquisitors. In a daring escape, Arana narrowly evaded capture, but the encounter left him shaken and resolved to fight back against the Empire's tyranny. And there you have it. The top 10 Jedi survivors of Order 66 in our 5th installment. Their stories of survival and resilience continue to inspire us. Don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives into the Star Wars universe. Until next time, may the Force be with you.